welcome back to a new video. In today's video, we're gonna work on a new project. Recently, I've actually been seeing some videos of people making commercials in their living room. I actually got inspired by this video of Austin Paul, which was pretty cool, and I wanted to try it out for myself. So watching these videos of these other guys, I saw that they use a lot of like equipment and gear and actual professional cameras, which I don't have. I did want just to make it a little bit harder for myself and actually film this as an amateur with only an iPhone. The camera is pretty good, but it's not the best. But you can actually film on 4K at 60 frames per second, which is pretty good for an iPhone. I also don't own any like special camera equipment other than my tripod, and I have some stuff which I may be able to use, but I don't have like the fancy stuff. So we are going to make a full commercial inside my bedroom. Now for the product that I chose to use and make a whole commercial around is actually cola or Coke. I never know the difference. Some people say Coke, some people say cola. Now I bought one other thing that I actually paid for this video besides the cola, because we had to buy this, but there's one other thing that I actually bought that I'm going to use in this video, and that is beach pop-up tent. This may sound a little bit strange, okay, but listen, I had a whole idea. I don't own a green screen. Now there are other ways to make a green screen, and then I actually came across this like beach tent, which is super extremely green. Like this is green, okay? So I thought, why not film the commercial inside of this tent? So now with all of this stuff ready, let's go ahead and make a commercial. Okay, so this is the setup on which I'm actually going to shoot the commercial. I tried some different ways of putting it down. Didn't necessarily work out. So I took some of my own creativity and just put it up like a sort of screen, I guess. Okay, so I have never done anything professionally with filming whatsoever. This is not my expertise. Other than my own videos, I never shot anything professionally. So this is definitely the first time. So if it like looks a little wonky and not perfect, then that's because I don't know what I'm doing, but I bet it's gonna turn out great. So let's go and actually start making the shots of this commercial. Okay, so I'm actually ready for the first shot. I found another way to make this sort of zoom in, which is a skateboard, which I'm going to use. And I'm just gonna start off with a simple shot of this bottle right behind me. So let's go. So the first shots that we took were just some basic shots of each and every bottle and can that we had. So just so we had some basic shots of all of them that we could maybe later on use or not. So those were the first shots that we took, and yeah, that was not the best, but it's okay because we took more shots. Everything I say shot, all I can think of is shots. But we weren't taking shots, okay? We were completely sober. We were just taking shots with the camera. Okay, so for the next shot that I'm about to do, I'm actually taking pictures rather than filming, and I'm gonna just make it move while editing it because I'm otherwise not sure how I'm supposed to do this. So I actually took pictures of the top of the can, and I'm gonna make a cool shot with it. And then we had our first like active, cool, awesome shot that we wanted to make. So what I did is I had this thing, which is a little briefcase, autofocus kind of thing. Like you basically autofocus your camera with it without actually having to touch the lens. That's basically what it does. But the cool thing is it had a little like rotate thingy, so I could actually rotate the can on top of it, and I could like make it like really cool. So I had a shot in mind where the can just sort of rotates, like first pretty fast and then slow, and so I took those shots. Those actually turned out really well, and I was kind of proud of like coming up with that whole idea. Then for our next shot, I wanted to make a shot of like the bottle with like some drips sliding down the side. Okay, so we actually found out a cool little trick for this next shot, because we have this tripod right here, and if you just unscrew this slightly, like not too much but just slightly, it slowly falls down and you can create a shot from the top to the bottom, which is really cool. Kind of a good shot too. Okay, so for the next shot, I'm simply just gonna open the can, and that's literally it. I think it's gonna be a cool shot, so let's go. Now this shot was a little bit harder because first of all, I'm like super clumsy and I can never open cans normally. And of course I wanted to do it like really well so I could actually like use it in the video. So that kind of went a little wonky, but that's okay because we can sort of like fix it in the editing. Okay, and then the creativity really came out inside of my brain, but the shots didn't really turn out that well. So basically what I tried with this next shot actually was like cut open the bottom of the can and sort of film through it while I pour Coke through it in a glass. So it looks like you're inside of the can and you see the Coke coming out. It wasn't the best or smoothest shot, but maybe I can use it, maybe I can. We're gonna have to see, but that's at least what I did with the next shot. And I mean, it looks a little creative, it looks a little cool, just not really professional in my opinion. The big part, the probably greatest part of this entire video is me editing this, and of course, making it look like a commercial. So I am gonna have to import all the files onto my PC, and I'm gonna start editing as soon as possible. We'll catch up later and see how it goes. Of course, I will be showing you guys the final commercial as well as a little review of how I did, and then yeah, you can judge for yourself, but don't be too hard, okay? Okay, so it's actually been some time since I first started editing this video. Let me tell you, I definitely underestimated how much time this would take and how hard it was to make this look good. Like, honestly, I'm so impressed by everyone who does this as a job. Now I get why you have to actually study and have a set of skills in order to do this. I have 5 shots done now that I wanted to take, and one took forever, by the way, because I did it completely wrong and I didn't want to start over. I just refused, so I had to do it another way, which took me literally about an hour and a half to fix one shot, which is insane. But I have 5 shots that I think are like complete, like finalized, that I can actually use, and that's all I have so far. So I definitely need to either make more shots that I can use or figure out a way to use these other shots that I have, because some of these I feel are like super hard to edit and aren't the way I wanted them to be, because I had this really cool shot in mind that just does not work. So I definitely have to come up with some other ideas. So I'm having a hard time over here, but I think I'm gonna try and see if I can make this into something good, anything useful, and then we'll be back. So let's go and do that. Alright guys, you won't believe it, but after an entire day of editing, the commercial's done. So I had some struggles, like I said before. It wasn't as easy as I thought it was gonna be. My green screen wasn't as green as I thought it was gonna be, and the whole video turned out a little bit less than I hoped it was gonna be. But in the end, I'm not gonna complain. Let me first explain a little bit to what I did to the commercial, because like you guys saw, I made some shots, made some random shots, and tried to put them together. So my green screen was a little, maybe too green, maybe too reflective, I'm not sure, but basically it reflected onto most of the cans and the bottles. So when I tried to remove the green screen, there was still a little of a green border, so you might be able to see and tell that in the commercial itself, but I wouldn't say it's like distracting or anything. So I tried to also use some transitions, sounds, and little animations to cover up most of my mistakes, which really did work, and I'm kind of happy with the end result. I did really work hard on it. I tried to make it as good as possible, so I hope it is worth your time and worth the watch, because let's just watch this commercial together, and here it is. Okay, so even though it was only 10 seconds long, it's probably the 10 seconds I'm most proud of editing in my entire life. So if there are any filmmakers out there that know why I have like the green sides, and if there are any ways to remove it, I tried using Premiere Pro and After Effects, and now I'm no After Effects Pro. You can tell by the end Coca Cola logo that I also did in After Effects. I didn't really figure it out, but if there are any filmmakers out there that know how to fix that, please let me know in the comments down below. It would really help me out. I think I did an okay job. I really did my best, and keep in mind guys, this was filmed in my room with an iPhone, with literally a beach tent as a green screen, and me as an amateur. So, you know, considering that, I think I would give myself like a 7.5 out of 10 for this challenge. So I'm pretty happy. Let me know in the comments down below what you would rate it out of 10. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this, because I'm gonna make a lot more content for you guys. So put your notifications on if you don't want to miss a single video. And I guess that's it for this Coca Cola commercial, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye!